So, in a very dramatic turn of events, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has actually invited Natasha and Akpabio to finally settle this issue and matter because for a very long time it has been lingering and nobody seems to be saying anything, and they seems not to be making a headway in finding a permanent solution to their problem and predicament. Hello everyone and welcome to Gist Lover Hub TV, the place where we give you celebrative news of everything happening in the government. Now, while Nigerians are still basking in the euphoria of independence celebration, which incidentally is the 65th independence celebration, things seem not to be the same with every other person, as Natasha and Akpabio have been involved in a very serious fight which has actually turned to turn everything around. But in the hope and wake of everything, especially as it concerns the development between both of them, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has actually stepped in to see how he can actually solve this problem once and for all. This problem has lingered so much so that people are beginning to wonder that is the president not going to say anything, because before now the president has actually not gotten himself involved or said anything as regards this issue. But right now, with the latest that just happened, the president, in his magnanimity, has actually invited Akpabio and Natasha to his office to see how he can treat this problem. So the president has said he wants to actually scale into this matter to see that it comes to a logical end and conclusion. Because from what he's saying, the president does not want anything that will actually disturb him from going back to his seat come next general elections. Now, with the way things are heading to now, and with the way things are going, everybody seems to be wanting to see how they can satisfy or make the president happy, because the president is actually the only person who can actually talk to Akpabio for Akpabio to listen. Now, while everybody seems to put blames on Akpabio, people are now beginning to ask, Akpabio, what is exactly your problem with this woman? What has this woman really done to you that has made you to consistently fight her, not knowing that she, as a matter of fact, does not really have any issue with you? Akpabio is still of the opinion that the woman is disrespecting him so much. So the question now is, how is she disrespecting you? Because the last time we checked, she's not married to you. And if the woman is supposed to remain truthful to anybody, it's actually supposed to be to the husband. But now, since everybody out there is of the opinion that, well, this woman needs some respect, everybody now feels that she's actually going overboard, not really having issues with the way Akpabio has been handling issues all this while. Now, Akpabio, as a matter of fact, has said he is, as a matter of urgency, going to make sure he fights the woman to a standpoint. Now, people are beginning to ask, why will Akpabio on his own be fighting a lady? That is it not funny that he, as a matter of fact, will be fighting a lady? Because when you continually fight a lady, it now gives you that impetus that you are not man enough. That's the only time you begin to fight a lady. But if you do not fight a lady, you have a way of um, having some very strong elements of self control. It's only the elements of self control that will now make you know that, I do not need to fight a lady, because the truth about the matter is, the more people um, escalate and make things look like, the more every other person will begin to feel some level of distrust, and it now becomes quite difficult for you to have a total understanding of how things have turned up all this way. Now, Akpabio really needs to check himself, because as a Senate president who happens to be the third person in the organogram of power, he, as a matter of fact, should not in any way have a hand in anything that has to do with escalating the matter. Because once issues like this begin to escalate, at the end of the day, people will now begin to feel differently. People will now begin to feel that, well, this one that this man is always fighting this woman, there's something they are not telling us. Because people have also even been suspecting that maybe Akpabio wants to have a relationship with a woman and the woman doesn't want. Maybe that's why Akpabio is now beginning to turn it into a fight. You know that love, when not properly expressed, now turns to hate. So it's possible that Akpabio is actually finding it quite difficult to let go. Because anyhow you want to look at it, it is important for people to let go, especially when they know that they cannot have you. So right now, with the president stepping in, it's getting a little bit interesting to know that she, as a matter of fact, can actually sustain herself, hold herself strong, not to fall into any form of issue that can actually betray and make things not to be in proportion again. Now, it's a good thing that the president has started to step in, and we hope and wish that this problem is finally going to come to rest right now, and every other person will just understand and know that they do not need to have a hand in all of those things that concern Akpabio and Natasha.